Is it possible to add bag suspension on the all-wheel drive model of the G37? Yes, it is possible. I know the axles can break if you have coilovers. Just want to know if it applies to bags. Buddy, let me tell you something from a guy that blew his axles on BC coilovers in his coupe. Also, my boy blew his axles recently on a stock G37 sedan. Regardless if you lower these cars on springs, coilovers, or even bags, you're changing the angle of the CV axles to the point of direction that they were not designed to. So that can increase wear on the CV axle and also increase wear on the boot that's on the axle. So what that in turn means is the only option that I see that has worked for people is by putting a Q70 axle in, which is longer, or a QX80 axle, which is even longer. That's the only two methods that I've seen that worked for people. There's one piece that got stuck on my boy's lower oil pan, which is the tulip section. We tried hammering it out. We tried prying it out. We're gonna take out the bolts next, cause bro, this is gonna be annoying. And it looks like this. If you guys want a photo of it, it connects to the lower oil pan. And I think it's like a couple of 12mm bolts. If anybody wants to know how my boy's axle blew, so the story was he turned his steering wheel all the way to the right, turning really hard, and then what I visually seen is that the shaft was like in this position. So it basically came out of the tulip onto the side, and when he drove, all you would hear is like a knocking noise, because what's happening is on the other side the wheel is still spinning. So these two shafts are connected. If the other side is spinning, this side is spinning as well. Even if you disable all-wheel drive by pulling out the fuse, this is still going to be spinning on both sides. This piece right here that connects the shaft of the axles on both sides is still going to be spinning. Normally you put a pry bar behind the tulip because there's a little gap between the lower oil pan and this piece, and you just try to pry it out. But his situation, well, that wasn't working, bro.